Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel, The Ambuyat Show. So for our special web series, we're going to be talking about Parenting 101. So for today's topic, based on the comments from the last video, we're going to talk about how nowadays parents are being more permissive in raising their children. So for today's guest panel, we have Miss Sabrina and Miss Elena, young mothers who are going to share their opinions on being parents to their children. And over here we have Miss Sarah, who is an aspiring young entrepreneur who will also be sharing her thoughts on this topic. And lastly, we'll have Dr. Melanie, a family counselor, who will be sharing her advice for parents, since she has many experience in giving counseling sessions to young parents. So firstly, Miss Sabrina, my question is that, in your opinion, do you really think yourself as a permissive parent in raising your children?
Okay, first of all, thank you, Dressa, for inviting me today in this show. Okay, just a brief introduction. I'm a mother of two. I have a girl and a boy, like 14 and 13 years old. So to answer your questions, yes, I am a permissive mother. Okay, I'm a strict mother. It's like,
oh, so you're not permissive?
yes, I'm not permissive. I'm a permissive one. So I would always monitor their activity, whether inside the house or outside the house. For example, if nowadays social media has become a big influence in today's world, so it's like I'll always monitor their accounts, their Instagram accounts, their Facebook accounts. I could say almost daily, because I would make sure they don't do anything which is against the, that could tarnish my family's reputation. So if, for example, if they want to go out, yes, I do allow them, but I will be the one who is going to send them where they want to go, or like fetch them back, because in that way I think I could see who they are mixing around with, like whether they are with the good friends or not. So it's like I have to make sure they don't mix wrongly, because if we did not monitor them early, it could lead to like something much more,
something that you cannot control after that. Alright.
So that's me. Like I'm controlling my children's activity in their life. So because my husband is a lenient one, so he don't really like to scold them, or so it's like I have to be the strict parent in the family. Yeah, so that is my opinion for your question.
So basically, you want to be that strict parental figure in the family. You have to, because, well, just for the sake of your children, so they will not sway away from the right path, as they would say it. So thank you so much, Miss Sabrina. Now for Miss Elena, same question. Do you think yourself as a permissive type of parent when raising your children?
Well, Teresa, I don't really like labels, because for me, I want my house to be like a safe haven for my kids, so that if they do have any problems, they would turn to a parental figure instead of their friends. And I don't really closely monitor them, because I don't want them to feel like I'm invading their privacy, because for teenagers, privacy is everything. But I do from time to time ask what's happening at school, or I do checkups on their phones to just check, so that I know for sure they're not doing anything illegal. I also try to enforce a positive discipline, where I'll advise them nicely but firmly instead of yelling, because I feel like yelling can scar them and make them hate me in the future. For the going out part, I try to get to know their friends instead of cutting off their relationship with each other, with between friends, so that they'll have their freedom, but we'll still know where they are and what time they will be.
I see. So basically, in your opinion, that you think that you prefer to not invade their privacy, which is something that is important, so they can trust you when it comes to when they have problems, they'll just find you. So that's why you is how you would think it's better to raise your children. Okay. Thank you, Miss Elena. So now that we have heard from both the mothers, we will move on to Miss Sarah. So as being someone who is like an aspiring entrepreneur at a young age of 21, seeing how well brought up you are and being so successful, in your opinion, do you really think that parents nowadays are being more permissive? If so, that they are being more permissive, what give a suggestion. How do you think that there is a way to improve the situation on this issue?
I think, from my opinion, parents nowadays are being quite permissive to their children. They might be too lenient to their kids, letting their kids go out whenever they want in the middle of the night without any limitation or rules. So then when they want to emphasize a rules or restriction, they cannot do that because it's quite difficult, because the kids are being used to get freedom from their parents, and some of them might be too strict by like controlling too much of their children's whatever they do, their privacy. So the students feel not very safe and like not very secure at home. So yeah, I think like that. But for my parents, they are like very supportive. They are use very balance of parenting style. Well, my mom is very strict and my dad is quite lenient. However, those opposite characters make them tolerate with each other when it comes to raising their kids to be better in the future. For me, I run up my business at an early age. So this part of me still studying, my parents are being supportive for me because they know that this is what I want, and in fact they know what I want, but they still put boundaries for me so that I'm not step over the line.
So basically what you're trying to say is that both your parents, no matter how different their style of parenting, they work together in trying to raising you well, that you and allowing you the freedom to venture further, but also making sure that hey, education is important still. I see. So that's actually very good. So commendable for your parents. So now we have heard from Ms. Sarah. Now we move to Dr. Melanie. Now, as a family counselor, based on your experience in counseling many young parents, especially those who are newlyweds, in your opinion, do you really think being permissive in raising your children is really a bad thing? Or is it actually good and beneficial in raising the children?
Okay, so based on my experience, there's no yes or no answer whether being permissive is good for your children or not. It all depends on each student and how you teach them. There are times when the parents should be strict to their children, for example, when you're teaching them the rights or wrongs. That includes their attitude, the way they dress, and also the way they carry themselves when they're socializing with others in public. So when you teach these certain things, you won't have to worry much when your children are not under your supervision. And also, you should be lenient to your children. For example, as the mother said just now, they try not to invade their children's privacy by checking on them too much, and then they still send them out to meet their friends and all, but there's a curfew, like maybe 1 or 2 hours, and then you go and take them back. So I think a balance between both is the best way to teach the children actually. You shouldn't be too strict, you shouldn't be too lenient.
Thank you, Dr. Melanie, for your thoughts on parents being too permissive or not, whether it's a good thing. So basically, to sum up what you have said and everything during the whole talk just now, so parenting, there is no black and white solution or guideline in raising your children. For, like you said, each children is different, and how raising them depends on how the parents also raise them, and as well as the environment to add on. It is important that the parents do become permissive in certain situations to let their children grow and let them venture out. If not, they will just be stuck in one place, and being too strict will also contribute to them not being able to grow out. So to say that parents are too permissive nowadays may or may not be true, but that comes with the new advancement in lifestyle and technology, which allows parents to see more options in raising children. Then there is no standard way of, oh, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. Also, they have to consider being strict and setting a boundary, so the children, when they grow up, they do not do things that are questionable to society, and also that could tarnish their reputation as well. So thank you so much everyone for coming, for sharing your thoughts and coming to the show. So that is all for the Ambuyat show. We will see you next episode. For the next episode, comment below what else do you want to know about parenting, and subscribe and like. Bye!